We're standing out at Natomas Landing out here in North Natomas, and what's happening behind us right now is something that you're gonna wanna see. Risewell Homes is having their grand opening today. These 3 brand new communities are all launching at the exact same time, and we've got some early access to walk you through everything before the doors officially open.
And let me tell you, we are excited about what we're about to show you. We're talking homes from the low 500s to the mid 700s, 3 to 5 bedrooms, up to 3,200 square feet, 8 miles from downtown Sacramento, 6 miles from the airport.
The cottages, the bungalows, the chateaus, 3 completely different communities designed for 3 completely different type of buyers, all right here in one of the fastest growing pockets of North Natomas.
Whether you're a first-time buyer looking for that perfect starter home, a growing family that needs more space, or someone who wants all the bells and whistles without compromise, there's something here that's gonna catch your eye.
We're about to give you an exclusive sneak peek of all 3 communities, the layouts, the finishes, the features you're actually gonna use every single day, and why this location is such a smart play for anybody looking to buy in Sacramento right now.
So come on down with us and let's see what Risewell Homes has built here at Natomas Landing. Because what we found inside these model homes, it's impressive. All right guys, so today this is gonna be the first home we're gonna take you through out here at Natomas Landing by Risewell Homes. Now this is going to be a 2-story home. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. So this specific floor plan is 1,829 square feet. Now, when you first come in, you have this big, nice, open entryway. And the thing I love about this entry is this open railing that goes up to the stairs really gives you a nice focal point. Now, when you first come in, off to my right, your left is going to be the downstairs half bathroom. So still a pretty decent sized room. I love that you have a window that's gonna face towards the front of the house to let a lot of natural light into what would normally be kind of a dark, light, dungeony room. But you can just see the difference between even turning the light on didn't really do much, but you have a lot of natural light coming from the outside, which is nice. Now, coming back towards the entry, we're gonna walk past the stairs. We'll check out the upstairs in a minute. You're gonna have this nice little coat closet, understairs storage, the Harry Potter room that all the kids love to play in. And then all the way towards the back of the home is going to be that kind of great room living concept. So you are gonna have your kitchen over here. You're gonna have a really nice big kitchen island with a sink in it. I love the orientation of this kitchen because you can be over here doing your dishes and you're still a part of everything that's going on with the family in that part of the room. So coming further back, you are gonna have your pantry, not super big, but definitely well utilized the space, plenty of space to put all of your stuff, and you can actually see your stuff, unlike those little cabinet pantries, which is no bueno. And then coming further over, you're gonna see you have a lot of nice countertop space. Now, one thing that I do wanna point out, and one of the things that I love about this builder, is that they build in packages that are curated for these homes. So what you're seeing is all pre-picked. It goes together from the countertop to the backsplash to the cabinets. Now, in this specific home, you're gonna have GE profile appliances. There is an option to upgrade to GE Cafe if that's something that you're interested in, but really, really nice appliance package. You're gonna have in this specific home a double basin sink, but this could be a farmhouse sink if you wanted to. All right, now coming out of the kitchen, as we walk back towards this way, you are gonna notice that one of the things that Risewell does really well is they put a ton of windows in their home. So even if you purchase one of their smaller floor plans, you still get a lot of natural great light that's gonna come into the home because they put so many windows in here. You are gonna have your dining room that's gonna be in between your kitchen and your living room. You're gonna have a really nice big 8-foot slider. It's gonna step out really quick before we get to the living room side. You're gonna just see how big these lots are. So this is something that we really don't see at a lot of builders. We don't see backyard spaces that are this big. You could definitely put a pool in here. Heck, you could put a trampoline. You could put in, you know, a kid's play structure if you wanted to. But I just love how big they made the lots here. So you really get a good bang for your buck here with actual decent lot size. And then the other thing that's really nice about Risewell Homes is they don't cram them in, they don't pack them in super tight like some of the other builders in this area. You've got a lot of decent space between the homes. So usually on one side of the home, they'll leave extra space. So just nice how much space you get, how much outdoor space you get to really entertain and be able to utilize this space for when friends come over. All right, now continuing on with our tour, over on this side is going to be your living room space. So again, pretty decent size. I do like how you kind of have it this bump out over here. Really kind of creates a little bit of separation between this space and that space, but still a pretty big size living room. Heck, you could do a really big sectional couch if you wanted to, or like they have it here, they have two pretty big couches. Again, lots of windows towards the back, windows that are going to frame this side wall, that are going to look out towards the side of the home. And then you have the blank TV wall that's perfect because you can fit just about any size TV you want here. We know some of you guys love your 100-inch TVs, so definitely you could put any size TV here you wanted. Heck, you could do a projector system if you really wanted to. But let's go check out that upstairs next. All right, now coming upstairs, before we check out all of the upstairs, I just want to point out again this feature of the open railing. I absolutely love that you get that option here at Risewell. A lot of builders that are trying to cut costs and keep things super cheap, especially at some of the price points we're going to be talking about today, don't even give you the option for this type of open railing. It would be a pony wall, which I just really think kind of gives a luxury, elegant, nice look. Now, as we first come upstairs, one of the things that you're going to notice about this floor plan, it doesn't have a loft, but it doesn't have small closed-in spaces, which I really, really like. So you have this big, wide hallway right here, you know, plenty of space, like while you're moving furniture in, you're not really going to ding anything up because of how wide this hallway is. Now over here, you are going to have your linen closet, which is conveniently located kind of diagonal across from the laundry room. Again, you'll notice some of the curated packages in here. All your cabinets throughout the house are going to match. Your flooring is going to match. Everything is picked to really go well and go nicely together. Now, one thing, you kind of can't see it there, but over here behind this door is going to be your media panel. So really nice that the media panel is in the laundry room and not in your master closet. All right, now stepping across the hallway, we'll just zigzag back and forth. This is going to be your secondary bathroom. This is a really luxurious space. You've got, I mean, heck, I think it might be bigger than my master bathroom now, but you've got this huge countertop right here. Perfect if you've got multiple kiddos that are going to be sharing this space. They're pretty much kind of separated far apart. Lots of space for two kids to be brushing their teeth, getting ready in the morning. And then my favorite thing about kids' bathrooms, I love that you have this separation of space with this wall and door here. So your water closet, your shower area, you know, somebody can be in here getting ready while somebody else is in here doing some other thing. So that's really nice. Now coming out all the way at the end of the hallway is going to be the first of the secondary bedrooms. So this is actually a pretty decent sized room. They have it set up with a crib in it, but you could definitely put a larger bed in here. You still have the really high ceilings, which is nice. So if you did bunk beds, you know, that would totally still work in here. You've got a lot of natural lighting with a pretty decent sized window that's going to be facing towards the side of the home. And then we'll go check out the next bedroom, which is going to be towards the front of the house right next to this bedroom. All right, so coming into this bedroom is definitely a little bit bigger than that last one that we were in. You can see they've got a full-size bed in here. You've got multiple windows in here with one window that's going to face towards the front of the house, another window that's going to face towards the side, letting in a lot of natural light. You've got plenty of space for two big nightstands. You've got your standard sliding closet doors. And then you also have space over here for a big dresser or maybe a desk. Or if you're a family that's got girls like me, you know, the vanity makeup skincare station, you got plenty of space for all of that in this room. All right, now coming back down the hallway, we'll check out that primary bedroom last. So the primary bedroom is going to be just off of your stairs. It's going to be over the back corner of the house. So in relation to where we are, this is going to be up over your kitchen and that living room area. So really nice because, you know, it shouldn't be a lot of noise up here if you're downstairs. But you can see this is a pretty decent size primary bedroom suite. You've got the king size bed, plenty of room for two big nightstands. You've got the beautiful windows that are going to frame the bed. You've got another window that's gonna look out towards the back of the home. So again, just what I love about Risewell Homes is they're not comparable to a lot of the other affordable builders in the area. What I mean by that is you get a lot for your money. You get a lot of windows, a lot of natural light into these homes. Now, as we come further in, this is going to be the primary bathroom. So you are gonna have your his and hers vanity sinks right here. You're gonna have a pretty decent size shower. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see, but this thing's pretty big. Like, it's pretty massive. I feel like 2 people could probably shower in here at one time. Now, coming out of that shower, you're gonna come further back down. You're gonna have a nice linen closet right here. Perfect, so nobody's yelling at you to get a towel. All right, then you're gonna have your water closet over here, you know, nice private with the door, and then coming back this way is going to be your primary closet. So still a pretty decent sized space in here. You've got a lot of hanging space on both sides. You've got a nice little shelf system there. All right, now this is just one of the homes here at the Cottages collection out here by Risewell Homes. They do have one other home that is modeled that we do have, but it's not gonna be in today's video. So if you wanna see what that floor plan looks like, definitely comment down below and we can send you a link so you can see that. All right, but make sure you stay tuned because we're gonna take you over to the next 2 communities that are having their grand opening.
All right, now before we look at the next homes, let's talk about where we actually are and why this location matters. Natomas Landing is in North Natomas. Now, if you know Sacramento real estate at all, Natomas has been one of the fastest growing areas in the entire region. You're 8 miles from downtown Sacramento, so if you work downtown at the Capitol state offices, you're looking at about a 15 to 20 minute commute depending on traffic. Super manageable commute. Sacramento Airport, that's only gonna be about 6 miles away, so if you have to travel for work or you just love taking vacations, it's gonna be a super huge convenience. Here's what really makes the area work. You've got that suburban, family-friendly vibe with parks, good schools, while still having quick access to everything that you need in downtown Sacramento. Kings Games at Golden One Center, Doco for restaurants and entertainment, all of that energy is just 15 minutes away. Now, Natomas has been a relief valve for a lot of Bay Area buyers, and it totally makes sense. Now, the median home prices in San Francisco are hitting $1.5 million, and Sacramento's median home price is right around $485,000. Now, these homes are going to be a little bit more than that median value, but the value is obvious. And Natomas specifically has newer homes, better infrastructure, and that modern community feel. So this area has seen massive investment over the past decade. You've got brand new schools, you've got Natomas Marketplace, Walmart, Target, In-N-Out, tons of restaurants, more shopping and dining. You have the North Natomas Regional Park, which is 212 acres of family-friendly space, lakes, walking trails, baseball, softball fields, playgrounds, splash pads for the kids, dog parks, and they host farmers markets and outdoor movie nights. Discovery Park is just a short drive down Interstate 5. You've got 302 acres where the American River meets the Sacramento River, which is perfect for boating, fishing, picnicking, or just enjoying Sacramento's outdoor lifestyles. They also do killer concerts here down in Discovery Park as well too. And then for families, schools matter. So down here you have Natomas Unified School District, which serves the entire area. You have Endurcom High School, which has a 96% graduation rate, and it's rated a 7 out of 10 based off of greatschools.org. Excellent elementary and middle schools. Specifically right down the road you have Natomas Charter, which is right down the road from these developments that we're showing you here today. Now, if you're watching this video and you're thinking, man, this sounds pretty good, where do I even start? This is actually where you reach out to us. We're Lance and Lauren with the Living in Sacramento team, where we make videos about what it's like moving and living in the Sacramento area, as well as featuring some of these up and coming and brand new construction developments coming to the area. So if you want more information about this community, or you want help on strategizing your move to the greater Sacramento metro, our phone number is going to be up on the screen, down in the description, and pinned in the chat. All right, so we're out here at Risewell's second and third communities. This is going to be the bungalows and the chateaus located in Natomas. They've got dump trucks, they've got big boy toys over here. They're doing a lot of work to the land. They're making a lot of noise. We're gonna show you one floor plan from each of these 2 developments. We're gonna start off with their chateaus, which is going to be a little bit smaller, a little bit more affordable, and a little bit more modest. So those very first homes that we were at, those are gonna be the absolute cheapest homes in the development out here. These ones are gonna be the second cheapest, and then we'll finish off with the bungalows because Lauren's got a really cool floor plan that she's going to show you here that all of you guys have been waiting for. Now, I'm gonna take you into their middle floor plan. It's gonna be their 4003 floor plan. I like this one, especially when you look at it from the front. You've got this cute little outdoor porch. you don't really see outdoor porches too much. I really like the appeal of this outdoor exterior. So you got kind of like a farmhouse look to that. Looks super nice, super good. But we're gonna head inside and we're gonna take you on a tour of this floor plan. All right, so this is their 4003 floor plan. Now this is gonna be a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,500 square foot floor plan, and this is gonna be their middleweight fighter over here at the Chateaus. So the cool thing that I love about this floor plan is it's right in the middle. You have plenty of space. You're gonna have a nice loft upstairs, and you're gonna have a lot of natural light. One of the things that we absolutely love about Risewell is that they put a ton of windows letting in abundance of natural light. So coming up here to the front of the house is going to be your standard first floor bedroom and your first floor bathroom. Now, this one is going to be a little bit of a smaller room. You are gonna have a window that's gonna face towards the front of the house. And like we were talking about outside, you are gonna have that overhang for that porch. Now this is gonna be a full-size bed, so the room is going to be a little bit smaller than the one Lauren's gonna show you a little bit later in this video, but still plenty of space, still great for visitors, still great for those people that you maybe don't want to stay for a long time, but you still have plenty of space. And then over to my left, your right, is going to be the standard sliding closet door. Now, as we back up here a little bit, the nice thing is you're gonna have your full bathroom downstairs. So this is gonna be the same bathroom that is used for all of your guests. You are gonna have a single vanity sink. You're gonna have a walk-in shower with a low lip, which is great for some of those elderly parents. You're gonna have a standalone toilet. And then right outside of that door, you're gonna have a coat closet. So I know a lot of you guys really still like the coat closet, having a designated space to put all of your jackets, put all of your coats. Even though we don't really have that problem in California too much in the wintertime, it's still really nice to have. Now, as we back into the living area a little bit further, I like how this floor plan is set up in a way that's not the traditional kitchen, dining room, living room. So they have the dining room sectioned off here to the left, which makes it dining room, living room, and then you've got your kitchen over behind me. But I like this space being dedicated and not being in the middle of everything. So it's a little bit out of the way. It can be, you know, they set it up really nice with a mirror, but you have a lot of natural light in this room too. So coming over here to the living room space, you're gonna have the standard 2 windows framing the TV. You have plenty of space for probably a 70 or 80 inch TV. And then this gives you a little bit more living room space because we're not fighting with some of the dining room space in between the kitchen and the living room. It gives you a little bit more of that bigger living room feel. Now, the cool thing is, and we touched on it on the very first house, Risewell has packages. So a lot of times what you see in the model home is exactly what you're gonna be getting in the home that you decide to purchase. They usually have 6 different packages that you can choose from with different design and color combinations. So walking this way, you have a nice big slider. The cool thing about this development is that the lot sizes are pretty ample. So if we walk all the way out here, you're gonna be dealing with something between a 25 to 35 foot distance from the back of the house all the way to the fence line on most of the lots. So that's gonna be a pretty favorable backyard. You have a big, beautiful island with the kitchen sink in the middle of the island. They have 3 stools here. You could probably squeeze a 4th one if you really needed to. Pendant lights over that creates a great look. You've got GE profile appliances throughout the house. You are gonna be electric out here. Beautiful quartz countertops, beautiful cabinetry that goes all the way up to the ceiling. Now, depending on some of those upgrades, you might have the cabinets that come down 8 inches from the ceiling, but still really nice. I like how you have certain spots, certain dedicated spots. So especially kind of like this nook to the left of the refrigerator, super nice to put your coffee pot or, you know, your toaster or things that maybe sit out on the counter a little bit longer than you really want, but it's kind of hidden behind everything. Coming back this way though, you're also gonna have a nice little landing spot, more storage, junk drawers like we know everybody has. You have more cabinets up here for ample stuff. And then you're gonna have a pretty decent sized pantry. So it's not as deep as the one that Lauren's gonna show you here in a little bit, but you still have plenty of space. I don't think I could touch either from side to side. So it is pretty wide, probably a little over 6 feet from side to side. And then you also have a good depth. So you have multiple shelves, you can store a ton of stuff, and where it's located at in the house is directly across the way from your entrance in from the garage. So you can just pull your car into the garage, unload all of your stuff from Costco, and it goes right into that Costco or pantry closet. Now let's go ahead upstairs and go check out those secondaries and the primary bedroom. Now, the cool thing that I really love before we get all the way up into the second story is just this open railing. So it definitely adds a nice touch and it adds a little bit more elegance. You could also replace all these spindles with maybe some metal spindles, or you can do that really cool cable that we've seen Pulte do in a couple of videos. But really nice options that you can do, and it definitely makes the space a little bit more elegant. Now, over on one side of the house, you're gonna have kind of like your upstairs loft, your upstairs living room, which is going to be, you know, movie room, study room, play area. It could be multifaceted for a lot of different reasons, a lot of different things. Now, the cool thing is you have a nice, big, unobstructed wall across the way from your couch. So you could put as big of a TV as you want. You could even put drop-down projector if you wanted to do that, with the drop-down screen and the projector on the opposite side. So super cool. Maybe some blackout curtains on the opposite side, and maybe some blackout curtains over here, but around this way is where you're gonna have all of your secondary bedrooms, and your primary bedroom is gonna be at the end of this. So this first room is going to be a pretty massive room. So decent size. Again, we're working on a 2,400 square foot home, or just a little over 2,500 square feet. So this window is gonna be towards the front. You're gonna have your bed positioned over on one side of the wall. You have your closet that takes up the other side, but you've got nice and tall ceilings here, especially for somebody who's a little bit taller than 6 foot. You're not feeling cramped, or you're not feeling that you know, distance that I know some of you guys talk about when we're talking about 2-story homes and not really liking those 2-story homes because of the ceiling height. So this is gonna have natural light to the front, and it's gonna be a nice, decent sized room. So as we come all the way back, we're gonna hit another secondary bedroom, turn on some of these lights in here. So this room is going to be backing up to the other room that we were just in. This is gonna be bedroom number 3 up on the 2nd story. Again, pretty similar size in square footage space as the last bedroom that we just saw. Nice and tall ceilings, and then again, the window is gonna be facing towards the front of the house. So you have some pretty decent size in here, and if you need to double up on kids, you can also do that in these bedrooms with bunk beds. Now, as Lauren backs up into the secondary bathroom is gonna be all the way towards one side of the house, and this is gonna be the secondary bathroom that's used for all of your kids. So you have double vanity sinks. In some of the floor plans, we have seen the wall or the partition that separates the toilet and the water room or the water closet from the rest of the bathroom. So that sometimes that is an option with Risewell. Double vanity sinks, great for 2 kids, multiple kids having to brush their teeth or do makeup. And then you're gonna have a shower over tub with, again, all the same finishes and features that you see throughout the downstairs, and the cabinetry are all gonna match in all of your cabinetry. So it's gonna be really nice. Now, before we jump into that primary, we have the laundry room at the end of the hall. Not my favorite location as it relates to where it's located, but you are gonna have a linen cabinet right here. This is super deep. It's great for board games. It's great for towels. It's great for all the upstairs storage that you just don't want out and about in the house. But you are gonna have this pretty nice and massive laundry room. So plenty of space. You got uppers and lower cabinets. You got similar quartz countertops that you do downstairs. And you are gonna have your media panel. Lauren's gonna touch on that a little bit more in the next home, but you have plenty of space for those front loaders, and you still have plenty of room in here without being cramped. Now let's go check out that primary. The primary is gonna be on the back side of the house. I'm not gonna be able to do a flip, so no matter what Lauren tells you, but this is gonna pretty much take up the entire back side of the house, minus the loft when you first get up off of the top of the staircase. But you have plenty of room. You have 2 sitting chairs in here, and then you also have a big dresser. So still between this dresser and these chairs, you still have a good 4 feet in between those 2. Without the chairs, you probably have a good 6 feet between the wall and the bed. You have decent nightstands. Again, the framed windows on either side of the home, and then a nice big panoramic window that looks towards the back of the home. So even if you just kind of look and pan down, you do see that you have a lot of space, and they are building for days out here in the Natomas area. So a lot of building going on by Risewell out here. In my opinion, probably one of the best builders that we have in the Natomas area for here. Lights are on the other side. Now, coming into the bathroom, you are just gonna have the option for a shower stall only. You still have your 2 double vanity sinks. You have your water closet that's gonna be separate. And then the cool thing is we've seen people in the past that take this open space in between the primary bedroom and the primary bathroom, and they close that off and they build in a door. So if you really want that other privacy, you have 2 people that have different scheduled shifts, or different sleep schedules, it's always nice when you can close that door. And then you are gonna have a closet that's gonna be back here at the end of the primary bathroom. Pretty decent space. You're gonna have plenty of room for his and hers, and then you also have some nice shelving options that are gonna be over here where you can actually put some clothes, shoes, or whatever you wanna have in there. So Lauren's gonna show you that last home. It's something that you guys always ask for all the time, and she's gonna show you what your options are at this community at Risewell.
All right, guys, we saved the best home for last. Now, this is the type of home that you guys are always asking us about. when is another builder gonna come out with a multi-gen. So we're gonna take you through one today. This is, I think, the only multi-gen option out here in Natomas right now from a new construction builder. Now this is the plan 4503 out here at Risewell Homes. This is a part of their bungalow collection. Now I'm gonna show it to you today the way they have it modeled. It is modeled as a next-gen home with that downstairs extra suite ADU kind of option. However, there are multiple ways that you could build this home if you bought from dirt. So the way they have it modeled, it is gonna have the next gen and it has a 2-car garage. However, if you don't need all that space and you don't need the next gen option, you could have a potential 3-car garage here. Now this home is gonna be 3,215 square feet. It is a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath home with a loft, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So when you first come in, the thing that I do love about this home is you have this big open entryway, so you have plenty of space, but it goes all the way up, and then there's an opening to the upstairs, which is really, really nice, giving you that grand feature. Now coming off to my left, we're gonna go into that next gen option. So you do have a door that's gonna separate you from the main living of the home. So that's really nice. You can kind of close off whoever's down here. Now when we first walk in, this is going to be the bedroom. So coming in this way, you're gonna have a pretty big size bedroom right here. This is a pretty decent sized bed. Looks like a king size bed, not quite sure, but I think it is. But you can just see how much space you have in here. You still have really high ceilings. You have a nice big window that's gonna face towards the side of the home, letting a lot of natural light in. You are gonna have a walk-in closet over this way, which is pretty decent size. So whoever's down here, plenty of space to store all of their stuff. And then coming out of the closet over this way is going to be this bathroom that's specific for this living area down here. So you are gonna have your step-in shower, perfect for maybe you've got a grandparent that lives with you or an elderly person that can't step over the tub. This is really nice. It's an easy entry. You're gonna have your toilet and then your single vanity sink. Now, walking back out this way, we're gonna go back towards the front of the home a little bit further. You're gonna have a nice little landing spot right here, nice cabinets, uppers and lowers. And then in here is going to be where this unit's own washer and dryer space is. So it looks like there's just one thing there. This is one of those multi-unit things where you just throw it in and it does everything. But there is, if you wanted to do like a stacked washer and dryer in here, you could. So the nice thing is whoever lives down here, they don't have to run upstairs to the upstairs laundry room. And then walking back even further, this is gonna be that living room area space for the suite downstairs. It's nice, you've got a small little refrigerator, you've got a little sink right here. If you really wanted to make this more, you know, kind of live on its own, you could set like a hot plate or something up here. You could put a microwave on the counter. But you just have a lot of options down here to really make this its own private living spot. But this is still a pretty big size living room area. So you have a decent sized couch over here, lots of natural lighting with windows that are gonna face towards both the side and the front of the house. And then you have plenty of space for a big screen TV, which is really nice for whoever's living down here. Now, again, if you wanted this home, but you didn't want the next gen option, this is where your 3rd-car garage space would go. So just keep that in mind. There's so many different ways you can build this home to really make it unique to fit your specific family. All right, now we're gonna check out the rest of the downstairs house. Now, before we get all the way to the back, we're gonna curve off this way. Now, this is going to be your half bath downstairs. So this is gonna be where all of your guests that come over that are maybe just coming over for the Super Bowl, maybe they're coming over for Christmas or parties or dinners, this is gonna be the spot where they would use. So it's really nice because they don't have to go into that other bedroom to get to the downstairs bathroom. So over here, you're gonna have your living room space. Again, lots of natural lighting in here. One of the things I love about the Risewell builder is they incorporate a ton of windows in all of their homes. So there's always a lot of natural light that really makes the space feel really big and light and airy, but you have plenty of space to put a really big couch, a big screen TV. I love that you have the 2 windows that are gonna frame the TV, just really giving it a nice, updated, elegant look. And then they didn't waste any space in this home. So coming over this way, this is just gonna be your understairs storage. So perfect spot to store anything that you need kind of out of the way, but nice that they left it open there for you. Walking back this way, you're gonna have your dining room area. It is gonna be separated by the living room and the kitchen, but still plenty of space for even a bigger table than what they have staged here. I love that you have the big sliding glass doors towards the back of this that are gonna look out towards the backyard. Again, just so much light inside of this home. And then coming this way is gonna be this really, really nice kitchen. They did a great job. You have this massive island. You have beautiful features that you can see throughout this home. And one of the things that we love about this builder, it doesn't matter if you go with their biggest floor plan or their smallest floor plan, they do package options. So a lot of what you see is actually gonna be what you would get. So like the backsplash, the cabinet features, the poles that you see, a lot of it is gonna be actually what you'd get. There's really not a big head fake at this builder. Again, I love all of the counter space you have over here. Lots of space to, you know, really wine and dine and entertain people. You could do like a whole buffet setup over here, which would be really cool. And then coming back this way, you're gonna have your entrance in from the garage, this really nice kind of landing spot, catch all, you know, where all the backpacks end up, the purses, all of the things out of your car. And then coming around the corner, you're probably like, where's the pantry? There's no pantry in that kitchen. It's gonna be back behind the kitchen and it's massive. There's so much space in here. You could put so many things. You could put all of the things that you don't want to live on the countertops in here, plus have enough space for all of your food. So I do love how big of a pantry they gave you in this floor plan. All right, but let's go check out that upstairs. All right, now coming up the stairs, you're gonna land into this really nice loft. Now this is a big space. You have really big couches. You have plenty of space for, I don't know, the 100-inch TV that you have no idea what wall to put it on. Plenty of space up here for it. You've got two nice windows that are gonna frame that TV. You've got more windows towards the front. Heck, if you wanted to not put your TV over here and put it over here, you have plenty of space to really design this specific spot however you wanted. And then coming over this way, you're gonna see that the nice thing about this loft is that it's open to the downstairs. So this is open to the downstairs entryway, so it really gives you that big, grand, light, airy feeling versus when you see lofts that have lots of walls on both sides. It's nice because it just makes this space feel so much bigger. Now, another thing that you could probably do, I'm not sure if the builder would do it or if it'd be something you'd have to do after the fact, but a thing that I think would be really cool in this house or this floor plan would be to do an open railing here. If you did an open railing here and down that wall, it would really open the space up even more and even give more light and air into that downstairs entry, that kind of grand feeling when you walk in. And then you can even match it down on the other pony wall on this side. So if you're looking for ways, you know, to kind of make the house even a little bit more upscale, a little bit more elegant, there's still some other things that you could do here to really liven it up. Now coming back this way, this is gonna be your laundry room. This laundry room is pretty big, so I love that you have your own dedicated space upstairs. You're not hauling all of your laundry down the stairs and then back up the stairs. I know from personal experience that sucks. But it's really nice that you have this dedicated space and it's kind of away from some of the bedrooms. The bedrooms are gonna be kind of down the hall and then your primary is gonna be back in that corner. So we'll get to there. And then coming in further behind this door is gonna be your media panel, which again, I know we've said this at other builders. Not all builders do this. Some builders like to put this in your primary closet where all of your personal items and things are, which I don't understand, but really nice that Risewell puts it in your laundry room so your cable guy can come into your laundry room and not into your master closet. Now coming back this way, this is gonna be a linen closet conveniently located really close to that laundry room. And then over here is going to be the bathroom upstairs. It's gonna be shared for all of your secondary bedrooms. So you are gonna have the nice dual vanity sink. Great if you've got multiple kids that like to fight over who's brushing their teeth, or if you've got girls like us who's fighting over the mirror space. Really nice that you have that option there. And then you're gonna have your standard shower over tub. I do like how big this space is. Plenty of space for multiple people to be getting ready in this bathroom in the mornings on those busy school days. Now coming this way is gonna be the first of the secondary bedrooms. So this is gonna be the room that is still not super close to the primary, but the closest. So if you've got younger aged kiddos or the kiddos that are still getting up in the middle of the night, this is probably the room that you would put them in. But you can see just how big these rooms are. I mean, this is a pretty big size bed. You've got big nightstands on both sides. You have a lot of nice natural lighting coming in from the side window on the side of the home. And then you're gonna have your standard sliding closet door over here. All right, then coming out of that bedroom into the next bedroom. Again, we're continuing on with the theme of the really big, nice secondary bedrooms. This is a really big room, plenty of space for, you know, if you've got kids that need to bunk up and share a room, plenty of space for that in here. I love that you still have the high ceilings throughout the second story and a lot of natural light in here and conveniently placed windows. So it's nice that you have a window over in the corner and another window over here. So if you did a bunk bed situation, you could put it right here. You don't have just windows in the middle of every wall, which sometimes can make rearranging or arranging your furniture a little bit difficult. We'll go into the last of the secondary bedrooms before we check out that primary. So again, you can just see how big these rooms are. This room is just gonna have one window that's gonna face out towards the front of the home. You're gonna have your standard sliding closet door here. But again, plenty of space for, you know, a big queen size bed like you're seeing. You've got a desk on one side. You've got space for a nightstand, space for a dresser. You know, heck, all of the kids' toys could actually live in their room. You just have space for everything to be put away in this home, which is nice. All right, now let's go check out the primary. It's gonna be towards the back corner of the home. So before we get in there, you are gonna have another storage spot right here. So another linen closet. Remember we had one in the hallway over there. So I don't know how many towels people own that live in this house, but you've got plenty of space to store all of them. So then coming into the primary, you're gonna have this massive space. This is a king size bed. It's gonna be framed with the two windows. I love when builders do that. It really kind of defines the space and makes it still light and airy and nice. And then you're gonna have another window over on this side of the room that's gonna look down towards the backyard, again, letting a lot of natural light in. So depending on which way the house is oriented, you might get morning sun or you might get afternoon sun. And then towards this way is going to be your primary bathroom. I love that you're still getting the option, or you're still getting the bathtub here. So some of you guys love having a bathtub, some of you guys hate having a bathtub, but it's nice to have the option, right? It's nice on when you're sick and you just wanna, you know, get in there and relax, it's nice, you know, or if you just wanna escape everybody and come in here, that's nice. You are gonna have a big, nice dual vanity sink right here, plenty of space for all of your stuff. And I love that the two sinks aren't super close to each other. And I love that you have this window between the two sinks that's letting in natural light to a room where most builders usually make this kind of a dark hole with just, you know, lighting, not natural light from a window. Especially for us females getting ready in the morning, you can actually see what your face is gonna look like inside when you're getting ready. Then you're gonna have a nice shower enclosure with a nice bench. I know we've talked about the bench before and why all of us ladies love it. Lance doesn't quite understand, but it makes sense. Then coming this way, you're gonna have your water closet, and then you're gonna come all the way back here and have this massive, massive walk-in closet. I mean, this really could be another room in and of itself. Heck, you could really make this like an office if you wanted to. It's huge, it's massive, but you have plenty of space to hang all of your stuff. I mean, it's kind of basic how the builder does the closet layout, but you could have one of those companies like California Closets if you're bougie, or, you know, some people have done really cool jobs. We've seen some of our past clients that have built out their closets using IKEA closet systems, but you could build a really, really cool closet system in this space and have it really nice and organized. You have a lot of options in this home. All right, so stick around because next we're gonna cover pricing and incentives and everything that you need to know about moving to this brand new community out here in Natomas.
All right, now before we finish this video off, I wanna cover some of the pricing and incentives, at least at the time of the recording of this video, which is gonna be releasing on February 7th, 2026. Now keep in mind today, Risewell is having their grand opening of all three of these communities, so make sure you head out there. It's gonna be a super fun event. They're gonna have vendors, they're gonna have food trucks, they're gonna have lots of stuff out there. It's gonna be really awesome, and you're gonna get to meet their awesome staff. Now, one of the things that I really love about Risewell Homes is they have packages. Now, Lauren and I both spoke about some of these when we were in some of their homes. Now, they usually have about 6 different packages that you can choose from, and they're all pre-curated, and they look amazing, guys. So keep in mind the benefit with Risewell is you're getting a top quality home, you're getting tons of natural light, you're getting a high-end product and finish, and it's not breaking the bank. Now, a lot of the times the things that you actually see in their model homes are things that you can actually get in your home. So the first floor plan that Lauren showed you, which is going to be their smallest, it's going to be at their cottages collection. She showed you the 3504 floor plan. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 1,829 square feet with a base price of $555. They do have another floor plan that's also modeled there that's going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to be a 3506 plan. It's going to be a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a loft, 2,304 square feet, listed at right around $665. Now they do have 2 other floor plans that are not modeled. One's their 3505. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,034 square feet, and another one that's their 3502. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom with a flex room with a loft, 2,141 square feet, and both of those are also going to be in the low 6s. Now, keep in mind this community is going to have a $57 a month HOA and a Melrose that's going to be right around $320 with an approximate tax rate of 1.2. Now, the next home that I showed you was over at their Chateaus collection. Now, this one was kind of their middle floor plan that they had over there. It had a very pretty farmhouse exterior look, and it was their plan 3. Now, this one was 2,549 square feet. It was 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms with a loft and a 2-car garage, and it was listed right at $695. Now, again, keep in mind, guys, that the HOA and the Melrose and the property taxes are all going to be pretty much about the same as they are over at cottages. Now, they do have 2 other floor plans that they modeled. They have a plan 2. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom loft with a 2-car garage that's sitting at 2,400 square feet, $678 in the price. They have a plan 1 that's not modeled, 4 to 5 bedroom, 3-bathroom loft, 2-car garage, 2,600 square feet. And then they have their big behemoth over at the Chateaus. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom with a loft, 2-car garage, and that one's going to be 2,784 square feet with a price starting at $730, right there in the low 7s. So you kind of have different ranges. These homes are going to be a little bit bigger. The backyards are also going to be a little bit bigger at the Chateaus, in my opinion, than even probably some of the ones over at the bungalows. And then the last home that Lauren showed you again over at the bungalows is going to be their multi-gen suite. Now, the cool thing that I really love about the bungalows is you have the multi-gen suite. A lot of you guys really ask us questions about multi-generational living, having the separate entrance. Now, keep in mind, the way they have it modeled right now is with the multi-gen suite. If you didn't need that multi-gen suite, or you didn't want that multi-gen suite, or if you guys wanted a 3rd-car garage, you can elect not to have that multi-gen suite and then have it built with a 3-car garage, and you're not going to have that full downstairs in-law unit. So that one was their plan 3, and it's going to be a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom with a loft, a 2-car garage, and it's going to be sitting right at 3,200 square feet with a price starting in the high 7s. They also have that same version of that same exact home with a 3-car garage. It's still a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom with a loft and a 3-car garage. It ends up being about 3,100 square feet without the in-law unit, and that one's gonna be right at $775. Now, the other thing that I really love about the bungalows, and we didn't show it too much, but we do have some video of it, they also have a 1-story floor plan here. So bungalows is going to be your only spot if you want a 1-story in this community. So that one's also modeled. It's a plan for 1-story, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, 2,000 square feet for a 3-bedroom. And those are gonna be some pretty large rooms, great gathering spots in your living rooms. And those are gonna start off in the high 6s, right at $692. Then they have one more floor plan that is not modeled, and it's their plan 2. That's gonna be a 4 to 5 bedroom, 3-bathroom, flex, loft, and a 3-car garage. And that one's gonna be right at 2,900 square feet. So guys, all of these homes are gonna be in a great location. They're gonna have established amenities, established schools that are all gonna be within the community. This is a brand new community. So the cool thing is they're having their grand opening today. And the sooner that you get into these communities, the sooner that you have the opportunity to start building equities. So if you're curious about Natomas Landing, or maybe new construction isn't for you, but you want to know more about the greater Sacramento area, we're throwing our contact information right there on the screen. And just a reminder, we are licensed real estate agents in the state of California, which means that as much as we love making these videos, we love helping you more with all of your real estate needs. So especially with new construction, make sure that you contact us prior to going out to the builder. These guys are super awesome out here, but they do want us to be with you guys on your first visit, or tell them Lance and Lauren sent you. So we are the ones that answer every phone call, email, and text messages. So if you have any questions about new construction, North Natomas, Roseville, Folsom, Elk Grove, or anywhere in the greater Sacramento area when it comes to your real estate needs, we'd love to help you out.
And as always, know that we've got your back when it comes to moving to Northern California. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.